Welcome back to another episode of the Corporate Cowboys podcast. My name is Alex, and I'll be your host for the next 30 minutes. We'll treat this half hour as a career consultation of sorts. Say you've come into my office and you're wondering, you're pondering, you're contemplating, you're plotting your next move in corporate. You want to think like a corporate cowboy, but you are not yet a corporate cowboy. Shit. We all strive to be consummate professionals in our own right. But sometimes you have to reach out if those within your immediate circle are not the caliber of individuals, the caliber of professionals that you want to keep constantly, then you'll have to outsource some of that effort. And that's what we're here for. We're associates, incorporating associates, and we're cultivating a generation of corporate cowboys. Today's question comes from r slash career guidance. Career guidance. And I picked one with a very short prompt. So this may or may not be tricky. Filling half an hour with content. But typically I can fill half an hour with a stream of consciousness if I'm not, plugging our Instagram or Patreon, but that takes less than a minute, 2 minutes. I could rely on some comments. I could critique them, give you a second opinion on the comments, even. So without further ado, today's question is asking, if someone says they don't offer a job, but an opportunity, is that a red flag? Question mark. If someone says they don't offer a job, but an opportunity, is that a red flag? I mean, right off top, I wouldn't necessarily discount this prospective employer as a scam artist, right? I mean, if you speak in truisms, which I sometimes do, my associates sometimes do, these truisms have to hold true, right? So if I told you, say you applied to a position with my firm, and I told you I don't hire employees. I make professionals. That type of truism ought to hold true throughout your experience working with me. And it should. I mean, it has. What I've said has stood the test of time. So someone who says they don't offer jobs, but an opportunity. Well, you have to assess the opportunity going in before you sign on the line and agree to commit a portion of your time, your energy, your knowledge, your know-how, any technical expertise that you've accumulated over the years or over time. Before committing any of that, you have to know what opportunities it is they're offering, right? The interview goes both ways. This offer goes both ways. What you have to offer them, which is why they're hiring you, and what they have to offer you, which is why you would consider working with them or for them. But the basis of this podcast is to elevate aspiring professionals, to put them at the same level as the corporation. So you could work with corporate, not just for corporate forever. You want to be your own boss, right? You want to set your own hours, make your own money, charge your own rates, right? Sorry. And the body on this one is really short. It says, I've been told that opportunities are good, and I understand that, but I need a job right now. Thoughts? What? That's it. That's the question. I've been told that opportunities are good, and I understand that, but I need a job right now. Okay, then go look for a job. What that person told you as far as offering opportunities, not jobs, obviously doesn't apply to you. If you can see through their statement as you not getting a job, doesn't mean you can't keep them as a connect. Can't keep them as a node to your network, right? A business card of sorts. Now you know somebody who knows somebody, and potentially they know things. They know more people. That's the opportunity. At least when I go into an engagement, when I start a professional relationship, those are the opportunities I look out for. Unless I'm in the market for a job, opportunity is abound. Opportunities are everywhere. If you need a job right now, apply for a job. If in the interview, you see, because it's all contextual, it depends on the facts and the circumstances. If in the interview or when you're already working, they say, I didn't hire you to work, right? I hired you for opportunities. I don't offer a job, but an opportunity. That's where you should be following up with the questions. Exactly what kind of opportunities are available? What kind of opportunities can you help create potentially with the company? If we're talking about offering an opportunity, maybe they gave you an in, maybe they gave you an introduction into some kind of practice or some kind of network or circle, some type of access to a sphere of influence that you didn't have before. That's an opportunity. So, what can you build from it? What can you build on it? What can you build with it? How can you improve it? Improving on it will also improve your lot in life as a professional. That's how you start to garner a reputation. That's how they know Alex. Alex produces more than what he costs, right? That's how they know Alex puts in work. If ever I had a problem, I know I can call Alex. Alex is the problem solver. Those are the kind of opportunities because those opportunities are recurrent. Those opportunities yield dividends in the future. You might do work for somebody once, and in the future, they think of you if they need the type of work that you do. You know somebody who knows somebody. That's all opportunity. But the truisms again can be a facade, can be just a sham, can be a scam, a bait and switch. They don't offer jobs, they offer opportunities, but you applied for a job. Say you applied for a job, it's like $70,000 a year, right? And then in the interview, they say, oh, that was just to get you to apply. It's actually $45,000 a year and an opportunity. You will have to think long and hard if you want to take that kind of pay cut in exchange for whatever opportunity it is they think they have to offer to compensate for the number that they advertised on their job posting, right? And that depends on context. I mean, we're dealing with a different tax bracket. Say it's a $200,000 a year salary. That's to get you to apply. And the offer they give you during the interview, it's $150,000 plus an opportunity. This term, opportunity, sounds so nebulous. It sounds liquid. It sounds ethereal, whether or not you can even hold it in your hand. Is it something tangible? What what the fuck is opportunity? The opportunity presents itself when there's even a notion of an opportunity. That's where you come up with follow-up questions to pin this opportunity down and find out what it's about. Because it might be worth your while. It might be worth your time, your effort, your investment. Maybe it's some type of project launch that you're trying to get off the ground, and you can get in at the ground level and grow that opportunity from $150,000 a year to more than double, $350,000 a year. But you won't know if you don't ask. But this, what I'm telling you, it's so rudimentary, it's almost obvious. The only reason I'm presenting it to you in this manner is because it was asked in this manner. There are many different ways to ask how to be a professional. And that's funny because all I'm doing is posing questions that you could and then turn around and ask the employer. Why you want to be a professional is going to inform how you will become a better professional with the questions you ask, the information you want to find out, which is information that you will use to make a decision whether or not this opportunity is even worth your time. It's that legwork on the front end that saves resources on the back end. Don't interview for a position and then feel like you were cheated when they tell you, oh, this is just an opportunity. You have to do your due diligence as a professional, as all professionals should. I don't know why my voice is fading or cracking. Maybe I need a drink of water, but I don't have any on hand. Like every professional, you ought to conduct your due diligence and know what it is you're negotiating for, what kind of work you're getting into in order to make informed decisions, make the right move. I mean, if you've stuck around this long in this episode, maybe you're waiting for a gold nugget, but the gold nugget's been there this whole time. Maybe it'll take a second listen through or a third listen through. But it's the idea that you create the opportunities. If somebody offers you an opportunity, it may not be all that much, or it may be something you could work with. Maybe something that you could incorporate into your own professional development plan. Maybe negotiate a 1 to 2 year contract and build from there. See where it goes. Renegotiate later, or set milestones, certain trigger events that allow you to renegotiate halfway through your contract. If progress is looking good, if this opportunity is going better than projected. It's how you view opportunity. Don't take every opportunity at face value. Due diligence requires you to do your homework, the legwork, up front, before gassing yourself out after getting started. I feel like this rant could just be my perspective, right? As a corporate cowboy. If if you have, and again, a lot of it has to do with how short this question was and the body. I mean, I read the body. They're both, the question was one sentence, the body was one sentence. So it's giving me some space. It's giving me a lot of time to be able to deliberate on it. It's not automatically a red flag unless you did your due diligence on the front end again, and going in you already know this person ain't worth shit. Which, if that's the case, why the fuck are you interviewing with them other than to hear out what this opportunity is? Because I mean, you never know. Opportunities could be diamonds in the mud. So maybe you're interviewing for them then, knowing you may not work for them, but still you could work with them somehow. That's where the creativity comes in. That's where the innovativeness of a corporate cowboy comes in. This takes time to develop. This kind of skill takes time to sharpen, to hone to a fine point. The bleeding edge of professionalism. The consummate professional, what we're all striving to achieve. Let's take a look at some of these comments here. We're about halfway through, so yeah, I'll read a couple of them and I'll critique them, give you my point of view. But I think I answered that pretty straightforward. The opportunity in and of itself is what you should be questioning, whether or not it's worth it. If you need a job now, then obviously you're not going to just intern for somebody and work for free, which is sometimes what some employers mean when they say, oh no, we don't offer jobs, we offer opportunity. We pay you an experience. That's where that comes from. We pay you an experience. We don't give you money. No. We don't give you the shit you need to eat. We give you other shit. We just hand you responsibilities, duties, and obligations without any of the compensation portion of it. Nah, that ain't worth it. Sometimes it might be if you're coming into it with some kind of buffer, some kind of little nest egg, some kind of cushion to make the experience worthwhile. Maybe some kind of experience really is worth you taking 6 months away from the actual workforce in order to learn something, to gain experience in an area that you previously didn't have any, or you think you might have lacked to some degree. The first comment here says, I went to a Zoom meeting and the main speaker said we had the opportunity to earn thousands and it's commission pay. What felt weird was that I was told it was an interview but it felt more like a seminar. In this context, 100% red flag. It's code for we will work you to death and then come up with some reason we don't owe you any money. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, you notice how I spoke on that internship portion of where a job intersects with opportunity, right? I mean, if they're paying you an experience, sometimes it might be worth it. I mean, it might be worth it if you're in high school, right? If you're in high school and you can hold down an internship, kudos to you. Or if you're in community college and you can hold down an internship, kudos to you. But I mean, if you're in community college, you're about ready to enter the workforce. If you can apply yourself, if you're not fucking retarded, then you can do that. And and I do mean retarded. If you're not mentally slow, if you've got your priorities in life set up and you're geared towards building yourself a professional image and a reputation to boot, you're about ready. And so an internship where you get paid solely in experience may or may not be worth it at that point, depending on how much experience you have, how much expertise you're bringing in. Granted, you're going to be young, right? So you won't bring much, which is why you may or may not be able to negotiate some type of compensation in the form of money, maybe a stipend, maybe lunch, right? Start with something small. And from there, you snowball. You fucking you grow your stake in the corporate world. I mean, we're all born into this. It's a corporate war after all. You have to decide whether you're a soldier or you're a general or you're a casualty. But we all start as soldiers. The second comment here says, if you hear it is an opportunity to be your own boss and retire early, please run, run, run. It is MLM. That's multi-level marketing. Yeah, I didn't even consider it. I didn't even consider it because it's obvious. I mean, if it's not a job and an opportunity, I've heard the pitch, right? If it's a bait and switch, I've heard the pitch, but I feel like people at this day and age know a lot about multi-level marketing and how to avoid it. It's a scam in and of itself. And I told you, like, if you've already done your due diligence, which is why you have the power of the internet at your fingertips, if you've done your due diligence beforehand, then you know exactly what you're interviewing for before you even go in an interview. You will have questions lined up, follow-up questions about this quote unquote opportunity before you even go in. You want to know where the opportunity will take you in conjunction with how far you will take the opportunity, right? This is going to be an exchange of value. And this is how you end up working with corporate, not just working for corporate. Again, you want to be your own professional. You want to be the hired gun, not the throwaway, the hired gun. I mean, obviously, you want to move righteously. You want to have some type of moral character. Somebody else says, it doesn't matter what it's called. This next comment says, it doesn't matter what it's called. It matters what they are quantifiably offering. I like that. That use of quantifiably. You have to be able to quantify this opportunity. And again, you'll do that using questions. Questions that you ask to verify whether or not this opportunity has some substance behind it, has material figure behind it, something that you can grab hold of, something tangible, something you can measure, something quantifiable, as this person says. They continue, if the quote opportunity comes with an hourly rate you find satisfactory, that's fine. I said that too, right? If it comes with a salary plus an opportunity, well, then you have to assess whether you can live on the salary and grow on the opportunity. If not, obviously don't take the job. The way the question was posed, though, it sounded like it was it was either or, but it was not and. You either got the job or you got an opportunity, but you didn't have a job and an opportunity, right? When they said this person is not offering a job, only an opportunity. I mean, if you're not getting paid for it, you ought to assess whether or not the shit is even worth you hearing out. Maybe you're not in a position for that. If you go in for the interview, it's just going to be for informational purposes because you won't be taking the job. Unless again, we're talking higher level, higher caliber thinking here. Unless you can finesse an opportunity into some money. But I'm not even going to begin digging that hole because that requires much more information and a lot more questions. If we had this person as a hypothetical client, they gave us no information. They just gave us 2 questions here on whether it's a red flag and then our thoughts. A second point to this comment also says, if the quote opportunity comes with a commission-based model that they tell you will be a quote sure thing, then you may want to reconsider. Let me reread that. It says, if the opportunity comes with a commission-based model that they tell you will be a sure thing, then you may want to reconsider. I mean, if they tell you it's a sure thing, right? If they tell you it's a sure thing and it's commission-based, first, look at the flat rate, right? And if it's commission-based, then you need to evaluate what type of product or service it is that's being sold. Keep in mind that now you're considering working for somebody, working under somebody. And of course, I mean, thinking that it's not an MLM doesn't make it not an MLM. So it could be a pyramid scheme for all we know. But it could also be a legitimate product or service that you're selling. I think a nice serving, a nice helping of due diligence is in order for this. To be able to verify that you're not getting sucked into a scam, right? You want money at the end of this deal. In addition to whatever opportunity it is that they are offering. You want to evaluate whether or not the compensation is worth it and the opportunity is legitimate. So, if you do find yourself in a similar position and you have questions about your next move, your next opportunity, breaking into corporate, moving up in it, or if you know somebody who's considering making a move. It needs added perspective. Don't hesitate. Reach out to us. We're on Instagram at Corporate Cowboys with a Z. We're on Patreon, the Corporate Cowboys Podcast, on Rumble, on YouTube. You want to shoot us a donation, by all means. It's greatly appreciated. There are a couple of links floating around. That all goes towards business expenses and legal fees. Have yourselves a good one. I'll catch you next time.